I want to get back to the Peyton Manning taking his playbook out to Denver. He had a lot of success at Denver. It seemed like that place was able to transition into the Peyton Manning style environment, culture, offense. He broke records there. He won Super Bowls there, had a lot of success. Now, you're getting a guy that's been in the same offense for 20 years coming down to Tampa.
Yeah.
There's no OTAs. Right, we're assuming there's going to be no OTAs.
That's right.
What are you guys doing with Tom? Is Tom going to have some influence on the offense? BA's offensive style obviously is its own thing. Is it going to be a meshing, a gelling, and how will you teach each other that? Like, how will that happen in this environment?
Yeah, one of the things we did while we were in the process of evaluating was BA just said, hey, that rather than teaching 21 guys the New England offense, we're going to teach one guy our offense. So the foundation will be Bruce Arians' offense. And then what we think will happen, which happens with all these great ones, is Tom Brady will come in and make it better. He'll see some things. He'll tweak it. He'll have a few favorite things. I just spent the morning watching his empty things, and you'll find, what does he do well? What's he really comfortable with? So it'll be a mesh of the things, but the foundation, how you call formations, how you do things, will stay Coach Arians' offense. And that was part of the negotiation. Hey, that was one of the things that was non-negotiable as far as the guys we were looking at, that we weren't going to change the offense. We've been here 1 year. We just got this thing put in. Guys have just learned it, and so Tom will, and he's been outstanding. Hey, just tell me what you want to do. That's been one of the really impressive things about it. Just tell me what you want to do. I'm going to learn it. We're going to do it, and I'll give you, if you want my ideas, I'll give them to you, which we obviously do. What number doesn't matter to me. And even, just that's what's been extremely impressive, which for guys like me and you's hard, that I had never met Tom Brady. All those times we played him, and, I came home and I said, I think everyone's, Darth Vader and wears black, and he found, meet him, and he's a nice guy and humble, and, I'm having to reprogram my grandkids and kids, they've all been taught to kind of hate anything New England, so we're going to have to watch our tongue a little bit, not let anything slip out of there. But he has been tremendous as far as just his attitude. He just wants to just give me a jersey. Doesn't matter what number's on it. Give me some offense, and let's go try and win games.
Whenever I mentioned your name for the first time, I think it was last week or a couple weeks ago, and I said, if Tom Brady ends up at Tampa, let's assume that Peyton and Tom, whose friendship has budded, right? And they're golfing in Jim Nance's backyard. I'm not sure there's too many people that can relate to each other better than Peyton and Tom. There's not a lot of people up in that rarefied era. I guess Tiger Woods is up there. There's other people that are up there. And I said, Clyde Christensen was this gem of a man that came into the Indianapolis Colts life, my life, and into Peyton Manning's life. I would assume whenever Tom was speaking about the places that he could end up at, he reached out to Peyton because Peyton had to experience this exact same thing. Now, granted, Peyton was cut. Tom was just kind of pushed out, by the Patriots. I mean, we have a Patriot fan in here, and it's unbelievable how quick he's turned on Tom. He's like your grandkids used to be now. All of a sudden, just as soon as he gets out. But I assume that Peyton, I don't know, did you and Peyton talk about a potential relationship with Tom, or do you think Peyton just kind of said, like, hey, these are a couple of guys I know there, and did that conversation happen, do you know of?
You know what? The funny thing in free agency was I never talked to Tom. I didn't talk to him one time because it was illegal to do so, and especially with New England, they keep a pretty close tap on those phones. So I was scared to cheat even in a little bit, and had a picture of me having to destroy my phones or something out in the pool there or something. So I'd never met him. I'd never talked to him, but I do think I'd bounce stuff off Peyton, and I'm sure they talked, and I think Tom had an interest in this place right from the get-go for a lot of reasons, and it was I really felt from the beginning that the thing was going to happen, and of course it was exciting for me just to get a chance to coach him and learn from him, and so yeah, those two guys I think have a unique relationship. I remember one year we always would have a project for Peyton, and here you go. Here's a little known fact. So the first time I met him, I brought out a file and I started reading all the stuff about his offense. He goes, "Where'd you get that?" I go, So Peyton, we would have a project. So one year, Peyton's project was, hey, bring Brady down to Chattanooga, sit on the lake, work out, throw, exchange ideas. He's the one guy who really, at this point in his career, can understand what you go through. It was post 30, and they had a little one-on-one down there where they'd throw all morning, lift weights, run, go hit the golf ball, come sit and just talk about everything from how do I handle the media to how do I handle bear defense. And I had all these pages of notes. I started reading them off and talk about it. The Chad knew. Yeah, yeah, of course I knew about, but how they kept the thing secret. No one ever heard about it. It was unbelievable. But and those two guys went hard for 48 hours and just exchanged ideas. But that's the level of respect, and that's how those guys approach things. And Tom said, I got to pull out those notes. I got so many things from Peyton too, but it was everything from how do I train now that maybe I'm not in my 20s anymore to how do we work one-on-ones? How do we set up drills? How do we handle double A gap walk-ups and all those things? It was an unbelievable thing that it was so secret that I had all those notes, and you're dying because you want to share it because it's so interesting and that it happened, and you can't say anything to anybody. So so I pulled those out. That was the first thing I said. I know a little bit more than you think. Than you think I know about you. And I had these 12 pages of notes on everything he believed about everything, and how they did things. And so, but those, just the story to just show how those two guys think and how they're wired is rare.